Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street. Well, we've been holding up onto the momentum, but will it sustain going forward? Because the markets are awaiting the macro data on the one hand and the earnings season to kickstart with TCS numbers coming out later in the day as well. All of those important factors that the markets will be tracking, but right ahead of it, 8th consecutive session when the markets are up in the green. Talk about the Sensex as well. It's up by 100 odd points right now, 150 right now, 60,314. Building up onto the gains, 0.25% uptick for that one. The Nifty also up by 66 odd points at 17,789. About 0.4% of an uptick is what you can see on the Nifty index. So that's the one that's moving higher. The small cap and the mid cap 100 indices are also supporting the sentiment. And apart from that, when we look at the other sectoral indices as well, it's clearly the auto pack, the IT pack that's leading the way for the markets today. Slight gains coming in on the other sectors, including the kind of move that we've been seeing on the pharma and the healthcare pack. That's the one that's moving higher today. The auto space about 0.8% uptick for that one as well. Look at the kind of move that you're seeing in Nifty Pharma after a long haul. A 2.15% uptick is what you're able to spot for that one. The Nifty Bank has recovered as well, about 0.4% uptick for this as well. And, supporting it is also the kind of move that we are seeing in the financial services space. The PSU Bank still lagging about 0.8% or so. And apart from that, it's the FMCG pack that's sulking a bit. But rest of the sectors have moved higher in trade today. Of course, the IT pack ahead of the earnings has now turned positive after some losses that were seen in yesterday's trading action as well. Now, in terms of the stocks that are buzzing the most in trade, you would see Divis Laboratories really moving up higher, about 9.5% now. Very strong move on the upside on an intraday level. 3,205 levels is what you can spot for that stock now. Dr. Reddy's from the Pharma pack, again 2.5% uptick for this one. From the Auto pack, it's Bajaj Auto, that's up by 2.5% as well. And you're also seeing stocks like Eicher Motors, Adani Enterprises, and Coal India also looking bright in the green as well. On the other hand, it is the power stocks that are actually dragging in trade today. Talk about stocks like Power Grid, NTPC, they are the ones that are lagging behind. Nestle from the FMCG pack is down by 1.2% odd. Apart from this, you have ONGC, BPCL, the oil and gas majors that are also dragging a little bit, and the SBI counter that's down by just about 1% as well. We'll keep an eye out on all these momentum of the stocks that we are seeing right now, but time to welcome our guest on the show. We do have Mr. AK Prabhakar joining in. He's the head of research at IDBI Capital. Mr. Prabhakar, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion. Well, first up, I wanted to understand from you, 8th consecutive session where the markets have been moving higher in trade. Finally, after that long haul of consolidation, we are moving higher. But what is the sense that you're getting, both technically, fundamentally, the factors that are supporting the market sentiment right now? Can it be sustained on the upside going forward as well?
Yeah, good evening. After a very long time, I'm there with you. Very important is, there are many data which are showing that, the worst for few sectors are over. Now, if you take, pharma, which has rallied, it has been almost 3-4 years that this segment has been correcting. Even chemicals have been correcting in the last 1.5 years. So these are beaten down sector, and the recent data is saying that the Q4 FY23 now exports have picked up. So that is why today we are seeing that kind of move. So we like Ami Organic in that space, Clean Science, now Deepak Fertilizer. These are few companies where they can do very good. But we need to understand even hotel, any management, hotel management comes. They say they are doing a great business. Their occupancy ratios are very high. Their rates are very high. So there will be sector and stock specific, irrespective of what is happening in the market. So I think, and if you look at the data's advanced decline ratio is very positive. So I think even if market corrects, 8 days or 10 days rally, we might have a correction. Even if market corrects, stocks and sectors, there will be a rotation, and that will take precedence.
Right, absolutely. You know what's also supporting the sentiments is the comeback of the FIIs as well. In fact, FIIs have poured in $1 billion of money in the Indian equities. This is the longest winning streak for D Street Bulls in the last 5 months or so as well. What is aiding the return of FIIs, and is the return also here to stay?
The valuation for many stocks, the valuation has become very attractive. So that is one reason they have come back, and China has become even more volatile. So there is a risk. So they were taking money from India and they were going to China. So again, from there, the rally also has happened there, and we have corrected or we have not rallied. So it looks very attractive to be in India.
Right. Apart from this, of course, all the eyes are on the IT pack today, especially with the TCS company kick-starting the earnings season this time around. Now, this is being looked at as a very tricky sector when it comes to predictions, when it comes to a preview of the earnings, because on the one hand, we're talking about the global slowdown, then there is this fear of the IT spends getting cut, and now we also had this, these earnings are being presented at the backdrop of the banking crisis that we saw. What is your own sense of the kind of earnings that we should expect from the IT pack, and especially counters like TCS and Infosys, which will be kick-starting the season?
TCS cannot be, that based on TCS result, we cannot take a decision. No, this is going to be the best quarter for TCS. Normally, Q4 has been the best quarter. So TCS, it is an outlier. So they can give a very good result. That doesn't mean all the other stock will follow. So we need to, in that itself, we need to understand the leaders, take it on. So leaders should not be the criteria, but we need to look at stock specific smaller stocks where things are very attractive. We like Zensa Technology, Coforge management has been saying that we will deliver. So no, I think if they can deliver on what they have promised, it is going to be a superlative results, and that will make stocks to rally. And there are few IT stocks which have corrected and they have become attractive. One in my mind is Tech Mahindra, and they are in telecom. So I think that is where I don't think a major slowdown is going to take place, but there will be few companies which will have an impact. So I will go by stock specific rather than taking every company into the same category.
Okay. And apart from that, overall on the earnings season speaking, which are the sectors that you're most bullish on in terms of the results that we can expect?
I am bullish on chemicals, export-oriented chemical companies. No, hotels as a pack, we are very positive on. No, and gas stocks is something which is going to be surprising because their prices have come down, their volumes will increase. So that is something which will look good. So no, there are few criteria which will do good. Even banks, for example, the aggressiveness which the banks have had. We
Yeah.
like the HDFC Bank and Bank of Baroda. The provisional number of Bank of Baroda is a major surprise. Not 19% credit growth is a very good surprise for us.
Hmm. That's true. Also, Mr. Prabhakar, if you can point out anything on the Adani Group stocks, they have come back into momentum after a long haul as well. The reports that are suggesting that LIC has picked up stake in 4 group companies in the March quarter as well, despite the kind of sell-off that we actually saw on the back of Hindenburg research report. And not just LIC, even HNIs and retail investors have actually increased their stake on the back of this fall that we have seen and the sharp correction in some of these Adani Group stocks. What is your own expectation on the kind of momentum that we can see here, and is there any opportunity in any of the stocks that you're tracking?
I think Adani Port is one good opportunity for a long-term investor. But other stocks, we don't track it, so we won't be able to come. But for
Okay.
an investor, for a long-term purpose, Adani Port is the best.
Okay. In terms of the earnings again, which are the sectors that you would say could be like, big disappointments, and one should in fact, at least in the earnings season, stay away from some of those sectors and stocks?
Disappointment, I still feel paint is one tricky sector. Now
Hmm.
how things are going to pan out over there, I'm not FMCG, consumer, QSR as a space, I'm not still getting the confidence. The kind of competition we have in the pizza pace, it is we don't get comfortable data from there. So I think that can disappoint. Mainly consumer durables and consumer centric stocks are something which we are worried about, and with monsoon also not supportive. It is slightly, here and there. So, any rural stress also will have an impact. So, FMCG and rural based stocks is something we need to avoid. But we like, defense related stock, mainly PSU companies are there. There we expect a very good results. Cochin Shipyard and BDL is our top pick there.
Okay. What about the new age tech stocks? We talk about these famous four stocks always, Paytm, Zomato, Nykaa and Policy Bazaar. In the previous quarter, some of these companies started to look a little positive with the kind of commentaries that we were seeing from the management on the focus on improving the profitability. Some of them reported also encouraging signs as far as the operational profits are concerned on that front as well. Any particular stock from this space that you're tracking that you believe that continuously can give good results and therefore should be on investors' radar?
These are very complicated company. It is very difficult for us to track. So I think we will give a pause there. No, and
Okay.
I did one study on the new age tech. Except for Nykaa, promoter holding is zero. You take Zomato, Paytm, or PB Infotech, there is no promoter holding. So
Yeah.
there is no skin in the game. No, so many people would not know it, but there is no skin in the game. So
Yeah.
no, that is something, people have to look at who is the promoter, how much stake they are holding. That is also very important.
Yeah. What would you say on the kind of move that we've seen on Divis Laboratories, for example, today? You did mention that the exports are rising and therefore we are seeing momentum on the pharma stocks today. And after a long haul, Divis Lab has actually shown this kind of an intraday move. 10% right now up at the day's high level at 32.19. How does Divis Laboratories look to you?
So, these stocks have been beaten down. So when the market corrects or the stock corrects, they go below their intrinsic value. So there is more value for Divis Lab. I think more recovery is possible. But how long it will take, I don't know. Even we like Syngene at current level. Laurus Lab is one more to watch out for.
Okay.
There can be another 15-20% upside in next 6 months.
Right. Another stock which I'm looking at is ITC. Of course, this has turned out to be, an outperformer, a black horse, a dark horse in terms of the kind of performance we saw in 2022, and then the momentum continued in 2023 as well. In fact, ITC recently gave a 5-year breakout as well. Your thoughts on whether the outperformance can continue?
Yeah, it will continue till the cigarette segment grows in ITC. I don't feel there is any problem because for them, no, they are not more into FMCG. It is a cigarette company, and their hotel business is still doing very good. No, we talked about hotels. So one of the major portion of revenue is from hotel. They have paper, and then there is a part of FMCG. So
Yeah.
there, so 70 or 75% comes from other category, which is doing very good. So I don't think there is a problem. And if till cigarette segment is growing at 10 or 15%, no, year on year basis, no, that is where their EBITDA margin is very high. I think ITC is still very attractive.
Okay, okay. What about this? Of course, one of the recently listed stocks, Sula Vineyards, that also was in focus today because of the sharp intraday move. We saw about 10-11% of a move on the upside. The stock was hovering near 390 levels as well. There was a strong jump of 30% on a year-on-year. So there you have it. It's trading at 384 right now, 9% up for the current levels as well. But we did see a jump of 30% year-on-year in the overall sales of the elite and premium wines in the fiscal year FY23. So strong business update right there. This was also one of the stocks amid the recently listed IPOs that was also preferred by a lot of analysts as well. How have you been looking at this stock?
No, we have not been tracking yesterday, but I saw the numbers. Numbers are very encouraging. But we would look at it if the stock corrects. From the listing, this stock has been doing very well. So without it correcting, we cannot look at the stock. So we will give a pass here also.
Give a pass here as well. Okay. What are the other top picks that you have that you've been tracking that amid the earnings season that investors can definitely keep on their radar and those stocks can give them an opportunity to make handsome returns?
Yeah, in NBFC space, we have come with few stocks in the coverage. One is Shriram Finance, which looks very attractive to us. The only Piramal group having some stake is the only hang. Otherwise, I think this is one stock which is looking very attractive. M&M Finance is one more stock we like. And in auto ancillaries, we like Sonacom. They have a very good order book. They have expanded their capacity and very good. No, it has consolidated for a very long time. We
Yeah.
feel going forward that will do very good. Mahindra CIE is one more stock where it will soon become CIE automation. which is a Spain-based MNC companies. So this is something we like for a long-term purpose.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Mr. Prabhakar, for being with us on this show and discussing all these insights about markets and where can investors really find opportunities ahead of the earnings season as well. Many thanks for sharing with us all those insights. Right now, if we speak, the markets are building on further gains. If you see the Sensex right now, it's up by 245 points right now. 60,400 has been crossed on the upside. 0.5% uptick for the Nifty 50 as well. 17,815. Very strong move. 92 points up on the upside as well. About 15 minutes to close the day, and it looks like it's going to be another strong day when we talk about the closing of the markets in today's trading session. We'll keep an eye out on all these momentum stocks and the sectors that are buzzing in trade. To track all of the market momentum, you should be with us on Business Today TV. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also continue to engage with us on our other social media platforms, that's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram. Until then, many thanks for tuning in.